This lesson is about an influential developmental psychologist, Erik Erikson, who was born in 1902. His theory is about both the social environment and psychological development, which is why it is called a theory of psychosocial development. According to his theory, people develop through a preset plan, which has the following characteristics. The steps in the preset plan are determined by maturation. At each step, the person faces a crisis or a challenge that needs to be resolved in some way. And, by the way, most people do not resolve every crisis 100%. Each crisis involves a person's relationship with other people. Resolving a crisis lays the basis for the next stage of development and the next crisis. Societies have developed in a way that encourages the challenges that people face at each stage of the plan. Let's investigate the stages of Erikson's psychosocial development. Stage 1, 0 to 18 months. The psychosocial crisis is trust versus mistrust. The significant relationship is the maternal figure, and the psychosocial emphasis is to get and to give in return. Stage 2 is from approximately 18 months to 3 years. The psychosocial crisis is autonomy versus doubt. The significant relationships are the parental persons, and the psychosocial emphasis is to hold on and to let go. Stage 3 is from 3 to 6 years. The psychosocial crisis is initiative versus guilt. The relationship of significance is the family, and the psychosocial emphasis is to make or go after and to make like or play. Stage 4 is from 6 to 12 years. The psychosocial crisis is industry versus inferiority. The relationships are neighborhood and the school. The psychosocial emphasis is to make things and to make things together. Stage 5 is 12 to 18 years. The psychosocial crisis is identity versus role confusion. Relationships of significance are peer groups and leadership models. The psychosocial emphasis is to be oneself and to share being oneself. Stage 6 is young adulthood. The psychosocial crisis is intimacy versus isolation. Significant relationships are partners in friendship, sex, competition, and cooperation. The psychosocial emphasis is to lose and find oneself in another. Stage 7 is middle adulthood. The psychosocial crisis is generativity versus self-absorption. Relationships are divided labor and shared household. The psychosocial emphasis is to take care of. Stage 8 is late adulthood. The psychosocial crisis is integrity versus despair. The relationships of significance are mankind and my kind. The psychosocial emphasis is to be through having been and to face not being. At each stage, people have to be able to apply what they've already learned to a new setting. For example, a primary school child at stage 4 needs to learn to trust adults, not only in the home and neighborhood, but also at school. Let's examine what is going on in the following case. A grade 1 teacher has a list on her blackboard saying who is responsible for different tasks in the classroom, such as watering pot plants, distributing books, sharpening pencils, taking the register to the office, etc. She changes the names around regularly. Can you see that this gives children a chance to take initiative? The teacher gives all the children a chance to be responsible for something in the classroom. Children at this age love to be helpers and to be considered capable of taking responsibility, including contributing to the communal good of the classroom. This helps the children to feel important and that their efforts are valued. They can succeed easily at these tasks, which boosts their self-esteem. In Erikson's terms, this helps to promote industry as opposed to inferiority. What do you think of this case? A young child is determined to do up his own jacket and gets frustrated when he cannot connect the bottom of the zip, but his mom does not do it for him. The child is probably 2 or 3 years old. The crisis he has to confront is autonomy versus doubt. He has not yet learned to dress himself completely on his own, so he has not yet achieved autonomy. His mother wants to encourage him to keep trying to do up his own jacket, which is why she does not do it for him, despite his frustration. Let's look at one more example. A mother asks her child, "Would you like your biscuit after lunch or after you've had a sleep?" What are your thoughts on this case? Would you agree that the mother is also providing the child with an opportunity to choose, and this allows the child to experience taking initiative without feeling guilty?